Oh, we on? Hey. All right, guys. Today we're going to be having a fun video. We're going to be talking about the 10 worst places to hide valuables, money, gold, silver in your house, and the 10, maybe not the best, but the much better. Um, right now is a weird time. So many people are scared to death about the economy and what to do with investments. No matter what you invest in, it's like that movie or book, Moby Dick. Ishmael, he's getting ready to go on the Pequod, and down on the dock in the beginning of the novel, there's this old sailor said, "You're going to get on board that ship? Oh my God!" No matter what you invest in, there's some guy saying, "Oh, you're going to invest in it? Oh my God!" And they're usually right. They've got some rational reason for why you're investing is stupid, because you should be investing in something else. And nobody knows what to do, and everybody has a different opinion. We're going to have a depression, maybe a recession. No, we're going to have massive inflation. No, we're going to default in the economy. No, we're going to have central bank digital currency. It's just like you tear your hair out trying to think of what you should do. I think a lot of people are putting stuff at home. I think that's a bad idea, but a lot of people are. Today we're going to go over the 10 best and worst places. And let's start and see if you are storing stuff at home, see if some of these aren't ones that are where you're hiding your stuff. And if you have some really good place, maybe you should leave in the comments where you think is a better place. Like I said, gold and silver, I think it's better to put money in the mining stocks because they own the gold and silver. But if you buy gold or silver, you have to pay a spot when you buy it. You pay a premium when you sell it. Then you have to pay taxes on what the profit you made on it. Plus, somebody could steal it. It's like there's a lot of risk. But people are commonly putting cash, gold, silver, valuables, all sorts of things in their home because they feel more secure. So we're enough talking. The top 10 worst places are probably. Let's start with number 1, your mattress. There's actually mattresses that have compartments where you can put stuff in, but that's one of the very first places anybody looks. But it's not a bad place because usually, you're really close to that mattress a lot of times. And if someone's in your bedroom, what are they in your bedroom for? The another major place that the crooks always look is your sock drawer and your dresser. I remember I was on a ship one time and I hid my cash in an old rolled up dirty socks, and I was getting ready to leave, and we're coming into port, and I was throwing out some stuff out the window, which I shouldn't have been doing. But I remember taking a roll of socks and throwing it out the porthole, and just as I did that, I thought my money was still in that sock. I had forgotten I'd moved it. But for like 2 seconds, I thought I had thrown out every penny I had to my name. That was a really bad feeling. So yeah, sock drawer and old socks. Small safes. A lot of people, if your safe isn't like encased in concrete and steel, if it can be moved, it will be moved and found. Hollowed out books is legion. Everybody in the country has a hollowed out book somewhere. And maybe you can see behind me, I have a couple hundred books in a bookcase. If you do not have to put the books back up on the shelf, you can take them down very, very quickly and open them up. So that's not really a good place. Behind art, behind clocks on the wall, that's very common to have stuff. In fact, I've seen people hide guns and stuff behind clocks and art. Toilet tanks. The only time I ever went to a summer camp, we went to the Everglades, and everybody, like 12-year-old kid, found at the same time that the Coke machine was giving out Cokes for a nickel instead of a quarter. So within half an hour, there were no nickels left in the camp, and the camp counselors found out what we had done and went to every room by room, to retrieve the Cokes to put back in the machine. And every single kid in every single room hid their cans of Coke in the toilet tank behind the toilet. So human beings, they kind of think alike. That's a common place. Let's see. Shoes, old shoes and shoe boxes. If you have old shoes you don't wear a lot, that is, it used to be a fairly good place, but I think a lot of people know about it now, so that's not a good thing. Under rugs and carpets, or even like you have something on a tablecloth or something, that's common. Kitchen cabinets are very common. Pantries, people think, oh, I've got 1,900 boxes of macaroni and cheese and cans of garbanzo beans. Nobody's going to look in here. Yeah, they are. You're gonna put it on the very bottom shelf. Nobody's gonna get down their knees and dig behind these cans of paint where I've got. Yeah, they are. Um, you have pantry items and food items in boxes of cereal and all sorts of things. So I think that's about 10 different places that people hide their stuff. That's probably very common. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're extremely common places to hide. Some maybe the top 10 less common would be like legs of furniture. You hollow it out, or maybe you can unscrew it and it's hollow, and you can put stuff in there. Fake outlets, even though it's commonly known, I don't think they're checked as often, because a lot of times they're behind couches or behind wall units and stuff, and you got to get and move stuff. And I don't think that's at the top of the list for people. Under floorboards, or I think loose floorboards, loose tiles is a very good place. Like that movie, The Great Escape, where they hid the entrance to the tunnel underneath the tiles underneath the stove. In a vacuum cleaner, there is a risk if you get ill or something and somebody decides to clean out your house and do you a favor and throw out old stuff. If you have stuff in old things like a vacuum cleaner or whatever, but I don't think too many thieves are going to look inside a vacuum cleaner. Curtain rods are sometimes rather large. You can open them up at the end and find room to put in. House plants, I think, is one of my favorites. You can put a waterproof box, something won't corrode, rust, delaminate, and put some nice ferns that doesn't have a large root system, and you can happily look at your plant every day, and I don't think too many people would realize there was something in there. And also, if they see you digging in your plant, they're not suspicious. Old electronics, if you have a lot of old electronics, I have a lot of old electronics. I pity the fool that would have to look through all of my old electronics just to find something behind a motherboard. Fake air vents, that could be a pretty good one, because if it's done really well, you could have a nice hidden area behind a fake air vent that could hold a lot of stuff. Behind ceiling tiles, old Murph the Surf. I'm dating myself. Years and years and years ago in Florida, South Florida, there was a criminal. He eventually murdered some people, but he was kind of a very popular criminal for some reason. And one of his famous quote was, "People never look up," because he would always hide his jewels up in the ceiling tiles, and nobody found his stuff when they went and searched his apartment. Old toys, that's. But there again, you could have somebody throw out your old toys. Even like old pet items, if you don't have a pet. You don't want the pet playing with your pet item that is very valuable. So those are 10 things. 2 more tips would be, if you do have something in the house, you want to have it so it doesn't stand out, like it matches the decor. If you have a mid-century decor, like I have early Disneyland, so everything matches. But if you have a certain decor and something this doesn't look right, that could be something people might pay attention to. You also want to use decoys. You could have something that looks valuable, so when they come, they find it, then they leave. Or you could even have a certain amount, so when they do find it, they leave because they think that's all there was. But I remember one time I was working nighttime on 2 nights a week, so my sleep rhythm was thrown off really bad. And so like on the weekend, I would just sleep like a zombie. And I heard somebody bang on my door, and I opened up. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. It was 3 or 4 guys there, and they said some name, and I said, "Nobody," and I shut the door. And because I wasn't who they were looking for, so I just shut the door, and I locked it. And they went next door and knocked on the door, and there was a young guy there, young Spanish guy, Hispanic guy, and they had a gun. They had guns and knives, and they told him to give him all the money and everything. They tied him up in his underwear when they left. They didn't hurt him, but he eventually opened his door, and he was hopping around out in the hallway with stuff over his mouth in his underwear, hoping somebody would untie him. Like, you never know when somebody's going to come to your house. My other neighbor she's on the third floor with me, and she's in her apartment, and all of a sudden at nighttime she sees this guy on her balcony. He'd climbed up the balconies and was on her balcony trying to get in her sliding glass door. She never went to bed with the lights off ever again in that apartment. So you think somebody isn't going to come and steal your stuff, but yeah, somebody's going to come and steal your stuff eventually if they want it. So you better be sure you don't have it in the toilet tank and in your sock drawer, because that may not be a good place. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've been doing a lot of like how to save money on food videos and stuff, which I enjoy thoroughly. But I think I might go into some more other financials, how to save money, maybe at a different level on different topics. It's kind of fun too. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun for me, and put on new stuff. We've been doing it for 17 years. Maybe the oldest, longest weekly variety YouTube channel on YouTube. Or where else would it be? I'm rambling. I know it's time to go. It's been fun, guys. Take care. And you go on that ship, don't get on that ship. Oh, God.